everyone, it's Dr. Rick, and today's unboxing is on Dr. Solomon's Unwind. This is a tincture. Tinctures are oils, and oils come from plants. When you take a plant and you essentially boil it down to its essence, you can have active ingredients. That's how good the cultivators are in Illinois. When you have the active ingredients, there's about 141 different active ingredients from the medical cannabis plant. Everybody knows the CBD and the THCs. THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, responsible for relaxation, stimulates mostly CB1 receptors of the brain and the nerves in the peripheral. CBD, cannabidiol, is the non-high ingredient of the plant. So I think the CBD part of the plant, a workhorse, is the heavy lifting part of the plant, the bouncer that controls inflammation, immunity, white blood cells, but it also helps modulate the THC effect. If you're one that's a novice and you get really high or potentially can absorb or have a weird effect, you want to get the CBD in you before you start experimenting with your THC doses. Most of my patients that have some disease, inflammation, pain, difficulty with sleep, I think it's important to consider using this plant by first loading up on CBD. So these are other tinctures that I've done in the past, unboxings. Grassroots 20-1 was my favorite, but they don't make it anymore. 20-1 means 20 of CBD to 1 of THC. And essentially, you can't get high with that. And it was really great. It wasn't too expensive, and I would dose everybody twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day if you had MS or Crohn's disease or a flare-up of your arthritis. But you can't find it anymore. So I had to back down to the previous, either Spectra or Matter, which are okay, but not as strong. This one, Mary Medicinals, is really concentrated, but it's too expensive. Since Grassroots stopped producing theirs, I've been out looking for new. And that's the other thing, is I can't really find all the dispensaries carrying tinctures. It's hard, it's hit or miss. But if more of my patients, medical cannabis patients, ask for it at local dispensaries, you will cause a demand, and if you have demand, cultivators will listen and stock the shelves more. It comes as typical bottle and dropper. There's small gradations here if you want to measure. Take an empty dropper, pinch the nipple, put it in, lift it up, and then that's your dropper full. If you want to measure, that's fine. Let's see how this smells. I don't think it tastes bad, but I'll just take one dose now. So typically, I would put it under my tongue, let it sit there for a little bit. Under the tongue, it gets absorbed, and you might have the effect go to your brain, but again, this is all CBD. You will probably not feel high from it, but as far as inflammation, I like to have control of inflammation in the morning so I can go hit the workout fast. I just swallowed it. Oh, it's tangerine flavored. Sorry, it's almost like Matter's tangerine flavored or orange flavored. Not bad. It's oily. If you don't like oil, you have to get used to the texture of oil under the tongue. It's a very common practice in Ayurveda, oil pulling it's called. But in the morning it might be weird, but you can get used to it. Don't do this before you brush your teeth because you'll still have the coating. And if you brush your teeth, you'll lose the coating and you'll lose some of the product. I would do it after you brush your teeth. Again, there's no odor. That's another point. If you're a DOT driver or you get possibly tested for THC in drug testing at work, this can turn you positive. Even though it's a small amount of THC, it can still turn you positive for drugs, meaning THC. So if you're in a state that still checks for THC, I think New York stopped checking that in their drug panels, then you can potentially get in trouble. I think a lot of the industries are changing around their drug panels and taking THC off since it's legal in many different states. So I'm getting a little dry. I think that there is some component to drying, especially if you do THCA, which is great for nausea. That's a different bottle. I think I've done an unboxing on that. That's not really active ingredient, that's just pure plant. It's not really a high, it's more for my nausea cancer patients. That's super drying to the throat. So somehow you have to get that in liquid and take care of the dryness afterward. Wash it down fast and get it in the stomach for more absorption. So far, taste is pretty decent, price is good, price point is good, and the concentration of CBD to THC is excellent. I got this at Rise in Mundelein. If you do have a dispensary that you go to, put your dispensary of choice here, because a lot of dispensaries are hit or miss as far as what they carry. It takes us as medical cannabis patients the power of asking all of the dispensaries to carry more of the products that we want than just having the leaf and the flower. I think that's fine to carry leaf and flower, which is probably the dispensary's bread and butter, but this is medical cannabis. It's for medical disease, and we need more variety than just inhalation products. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to use another product that might help your disease process. Share this with other people who are on the fence about controlling their disease process or a little bit shy about using medical cannabis, because I think it's a wonderful agent to make suffering go down. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video.